What is up, everybody? We are talking about E3. It is E3 week, everybody. Woo! Two conferences we want to mention in this video, the Softies. Let's start right with Microsoft. What are we looking forward to most? Professor?
I don't have a lot to talk about Microsoft-wise, but slim Xbox One seems likely.
An Xbox One
0.5 something.
An Xbox One 2.0.
The big question is whether or not it's going to be just a slim, typical redesign, or whether or not they're going to do a performance upgrade like Sony is doing.
Well, we know there's two products coming out. We know that they're promised two new Xboxes, or two new hardware announcements. They've got code names. They're being prepared. We don't know what we're going to see at the conference.
Okay.
Maybe both, maybe just one.
We'll see.
Yeah. Dead Rising 4 has been leaked.
I'm
so
cool with that.
That'll be there.
That's
that'll
a
be a
fun
reveal.
game.
Exactly. Bring on more.
It's
Yeah.
a goofball zombie killer in a lot of zombies at once with a chainsaw lawnmower.
I enjoyed Dead Rising 3. That was a great launch game. It's exactly what it was, a launch game. Loved seeing 500 zombies on screen. It was a good way to show off the power of the new system.
Yeah.
So, with a Saints Row touch, we'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, the levity in those games is definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's always curious to see what Microsoft tends to just they'll have randomly just acquire this old this Phantom Dust is this old thing that a lot of people forgot about. It's we're gonna have a Phantom Dust game, which they didn't have, but they tend to do that some of the time. They had the Tomb Raider exclusivity thing for a while, and just kind of unexpected moves like that. Not that I expect this to be exclusive, but not that it's going to happen. I think it's less likely, but maybe if there's a new Bioshock, as well as a remastered Bioshock trilogy, I could see that at least being announced at Microsoft's show.
A new Bioshock game altogether?
A new game as well as the remastered 1, 2, and Infinite.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see something like that. That would be nice. Those games are phenomenal and definitely worth the replay.
I can almost see Bioshock, the original, and Infinite only being put together. Not that...
Then the 2 wasn't amazing.
2 was good. But I feel like the other are more...
They're going to Arkham Origins it out of there?
Yes.
Very nice. That's what we're going to talk about.
Got Arkham.
Origins.
Got Arkham.
Oh, no.
Phil Spencer has made himself king of E3, a voice of the people.
Yeah.
And
He's the coolest guy ever.
He is.
He really is. I mean, his title is head of Xbox.
You know what? Tweet us, Phil.
Yeah,
he would
please.
do it.
He would. That's
If he sees this.
I think we're going to see a huge presence, not only from Phil, and hopefully some really nice, hopefully as great as the backwards compatibility was last year.
Which you would have thought on.
Which I think that's going to expand it on. I'd really like to see a Xbox Originals backwards compatibility. Those games are going to look rough on the platforms now and the resolutions, but there's a lot of great games in there. I think they could do it for under $5 each game, somewhere in there like an app. But I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think we'll see a huge presence from Rare as well. Possibly the Battletoads that they've been teasing since last year. That's been everywhere.
Can this generation of gamers handle the difficulty of another Battletoads?
They can't. But
only if there's really frequent save points.
I think we'll see.
Or quick time events.
Because Rare Replay was such a big hit. I think it was a great collection of games. I think it did a really nice job of bringing those old games back. I know I've been having a blast with that.
Jet Force Gemini.
Jet Force Gemini was the best. N64 games, they're great. And I think we can see. I think we're going to see something about Fable. I think Rare could take that franchise over, so we'll see Fable, the Next Generation, or whatever it's called, which would be a pretty good name for it, actually.
Fable Demolinu.
Demolinu, that's right. Less French, more Rare.
That's pretty good.
And so I think that's what we'll probably see. I think my big prediction is that we'll see a Fable title card, and we'll see it made by Rare. And Sea of Thieves, too.
And we'll see our Xbox One Slim this fall.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other Softie number 2, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Expect trademark awkwardness with Aisha Tyler and other celebrities who make completely unnecessary appearances.
She can't talk to
She does her best, and we appreciate it. I mean, there have been no guest hosts in E3s that I can recall that have actually done this many. Usually it's
one and
done. Jamie Kennedy does one, they're like, oh, never again. Mr. Caffeine comes in, does it, oh, never again. It's like Joel McHale, oh, that didn't work out.
That was a mistake.
I love Joel McHale, that didn't work.
Not bad enough, right?
She's just, I mean, she has
teetering on the edge.
compared to the antics before.
I can see
it's not
Chris
too bad.
Hardwick coming out for Ubisoft.
Oh, that would be cool.
And just being like a Nerdist thing.
That'd be cool.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick here.
There's going to be that. One game that I really want to see that they showed off last year at E3 was For Honor. Remember that game?
Oh, that'd be great.
With that guy, the Jason Vandenberg, the lead director, who's like the guy with like all the rings and like this cane, and he was like, "You ever imagine yourself a samurai or a knight?" And remember that guy?
I forgot about this game totally.
This game is going to be great, though.
It looks really cool.
I'm excited.
It has like this. It looks like it has some kind of like dynamic sword play where you have to do strategy and fight. You know, and
it's really
like between like
one-on-one.
samurais, knights,
Yeah.
and what was the other kind of warrior?
Vikings.
I'm looking.
Of course.
Forward. I'm sure we'll see that. I'm really looking forward to it. That one looked really cool to me. Watch Dogs 2.
Yes!
This has been revealed. So
Thank you.
San
IGN.
Francisco, right?
yes, I think so.
New protagonist. Yep. Kid. The protagonist is born in Oakland. Grows up. Basically got conned over. There's a CTOS 2.0. I'm very excited for this. I loved Watch Dogs. I played it later than it was released, and I think that's probably why I appreciated it so much. I don't know what it was. I just really enjoyed it, down to the city, the landscape. Even Aiden, who wasn't the greatest protagonist or most colorful, I enjoyed. So I enjoyed the premise. Give me Watch Dogs now.
I can see this being like Assassin's Creed 2 jump in terms of like how fleshed out
Me
and
too.
like, polished it is. So, you know, because yeah.
I'm glad we're getting speaking of Assassin's Creed, I'm glad we're getting a breather from that franchise. I like that. I think that we're
Yes,
doing an annual
that is a
switch
good
back and
move.
forth.
However, I wouldn't mind seeing a tease for a 2017 Assassin's Creed.
I wouldn't either.
Because there was a rumor that once they said that they're not coming out with one this year, there was a rumor that there was going to be one in 2017 that was going to be set in Egypt, which was like one of the big fan requested time periods. I would really like to see that.
And
Awesome.
London was requested before that, and they fulfilled
Yeah,
that. You know, when I can see this fall would be the 360 game. Was it Assassin's Creed Rogue?
Yes.
That came out
Yes.
with Black Flag?
He was the-
Flag,
yes.
yeah, because they
He
both
was-
had like the ships.
He was the Irish guy.
It was set during what, the French and Indian War?
7 Years War, I think.
And you play as the
74.
Assassin's Creed Templar.
Yep.
I've never played the game. I played every other Assassin's.
But that was actually a pretty well received one, even though it wasn't as big of a hit because it was on the previous gen.
And it was 360 only. They doubled up that year.
And PS3.
I can see them. Well, correct.
Yeah.
I can see them porting that to this generation and saying, you know what, no new Assassins this year, but if you missed this game because you made the jump to next gen, there you go.
That's good.
I would do that. You know,
There's a lot of people
and,
like
and
that
maybe
one,
maybe
but
it ties into the next game. You know, you've got the storyline of this family now coming back to the Assassins.
great
Since
move
the
holding
father.
off for Assassins. I applaud that.
Yeah,
Just
if
take
they-
your time. with the
If
next
the
one.
movie's a hit, you know,
Let's
it's
go.
it's
Yeah.
very
Oh.
much of a toss-up
Good
with these
point.
video game movies. It looks like it could at least be decent, and if it's a hit,
Tanked.
then you know, when next year comes around, we're gonna really want another Assassin's Creed game. Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Ghost Recon, I'm always cool with more Ghost Recon.
I'll be good with Ghost Recon.
Uh,
The rocket propel grenades pull to the right in that game. I'll explain that later.
South Park. I guess I don't care about South.
Hey, no, I want South Park.
Talk about South Park.
I love
then.
the Stick of Truth. Are you kidding me? I want
Fractured
that
but
game.
whole.
The fractured
Talk about
but
it.
whole.
Sounds great.
That game, the game itself is already a winner because it's the title.
And they swore they were not going to do another one, and then they're like, you know what? We know what we're doing now. So
No,
we'll
but
do
it's
another one.
it's in development hell. They haven't gotten out yet. They promise it and promise it and promise it. I think we'll finally see something at this. We'll probably get a 2-pack.
It's relatively fresh.
Oh yeah,
It's relatively. I
Was
don't
it
know.
last year? They announced it.
Yes. Yep, it was.
Yeah,
Yes, it was last year.
It was
No, you're
E3,
right.
yeah.
You're right. But
We
it's
got
still.
time.
We could have seen more between now and then.
Yeah.
But I think this would be a good time to bring it up again, especially the fractured butthole. Oh,
I'm not a
God.
South Park fan. I enjoyed the game.
Games are great fun. It's a really accessible RPG if you look at it that way.
It was a blast. It was funny.
Yeah, it's
Funny.
funny. There's 5 minutes of you pooping on a toilet.
Yeah,
Was it a poop?
it was only 2 minutes, but you must have spent more
I
time.
kept going to it. It kept
There were
me
some
entertained
very,
for at
very
least
scarring
5
scenes in that. Oh, I
There
can't. I'm
There is. There are
recalling
some-
many
there-
feelings.
There are some dungeons in places where you shouldn't be. Go ahead.
Dungeons. It's a good way.
That's all I had for the softies.
So we're good on the softies. Leave us some comments below. What are you most excited for? Visit us on social media. We're going to be talking all weekend and live streaming for E3. Thanks for watching.
Sorry.